All right, welcome back to the channel. A viewer asked me to do a quick comparison between Fidelity's cash management account and Schwab Bank investor checking account, so here we are. So starting off, we're going to look quickly at the features of the different accounts, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison, and lastly I'll tell you which one I'm using and my reasons for that. So the Fidelity Cash Management Account will give you ATM fee rebates. There's a caveat here because if you use your ATM debit card outside the US, they will charge you a 1% foreign transaction fee, so do take that into account. Other features of the Fidelity Cash Management Account includes direct deposit, check writing, bill pay, buying investments directly in the cash management account. I'll talk a little bit more about this in the future, the side-by-side comparison. There is a FDIC bank sweep program. And with Fidelity, they offer a higher level of FDIC insurance than you would get normally at just any bank. And then lastly, they offer free wire transfers to all account holders. Looking at Schwab, many of the features are the same. They give you ATM debit card fee reimbursement worldwide, and there are no foreign transaction fees with the Schwab card. You get direct deposit, you get check writing, you get bill pay, you get FDIC insurance, and your wire transfer may be free depending on the asset level. Now this account used to be called the high yield investor checking account, but I think it was paying something like 0.1% and people were giving Schwab a lot of grief for that, so they just renamed it to Schwab investor checking account. Looking at the account features side by side, you can see that they're very similar. I'll just speak primarily to the differences. So the big one at Fidelity is that they will charge you that 1% foreign transaction fee, whereas Schwab does not. But Schwab doesn't have a cash sweep program, so their yield is super low. I mean, right now it's at 0.45%. Previously it was at 0.10%, which is ridiculous. But this is kind of how Schwab makes its money, so that it can offer some of the services. And it's not really a secret, but that's just how Schwab does it. On the Fidelity side, you do have the bank sweep program that's getting you 2.7%, which is decent, but is not, the highest yielding out there. However, with Fidelity, you do have the option of buying their government money market fund, which is called SPAXX. And SPAXX is yielding almost 5%. The beauty of using SPAXX in your cash management account is that you only have to buy it once. Once you hold it, everything that you do in the cash management account is settled automatically against that position. So you can write checks, you can pay bills, and Fidelity will automatically sell that mutual fund and settle against that without you having to do anything. On the Schwab side, you do have the ability to buy SWVXX, which is Schwab's version of a money market fund. It's not all government assets in there, but it's pretty safe as well. The main difference with Schwab is that if you're buying SWVXX, you have to manually sell out of it before you can use those funds. And it's just a huge inconvenience. Lastly, on the investment side of things, the Schwab investor checking account has to be tied to a brokerage account. And if you wanted to hold any investments, you have to transfer your money first from the Schwab bank account over to Schwab brokerage and then make your buys there. Transfers are pretty instantaneous during market hours, but it's just a hassle to be thinking about it and moving money back and forth between your bank account and your brokerage account. Whereas with the Fidelity Cash Management Account, you have the option of buying investments directly in the account and hold them in that account. So you can buy any stocks, any ETFs, and any mutual funds that are available at Fidelity and hold them directly in the cash management account. So one thing you may want to consider is if you're using the Fidelity account as an emergency fund, you may not need to have access to all of those funds in the near term. So maybe you'll decide that you'll need only 20% in cash equivalent, but then the other 80% can be invested more aggressively to get an even higher return. So those are the feature comparison on a side-by-side basis. Which one's my pick? Well, I have both of them. I did a lot of traveling when I had the Schwab account, and it was great because in Asia, like in Vietnam or in Hong Kong, the ATM fee reimbursement was great because a lot of times ATM owners will play dirty tricks on you where they will put a very low limit on withdrawals. So maybe something like, I don't know, $120 USD, something like that. So if you were trying to withdraw like $400, you got to do 3 transactions and then they hit you with like a $5 ATM fee every single time. And that's how the ATM owners make their money. I ran into that, but I still use the Schwab ATM card and never had a problem getting any reimbursement. I think in 1 month from Vietnam, I recall getting something like over $60, and they never gave me any heartache about it at all. So that's great. The card works all over Europe, basically anywhere you want to travel. So that's a really good benefit. But personally, at this stage in life, I'm shifting most of my assets from Schwab over to Fidelity, and I like the concept of having just one account for basically everything. I do have brokerage accounts at Fidelity and a retirement account, but Fidelity is a really good one-stop shop if you just want to get rid of a bank account completely and just use everything online. They're really my pick. And since I have the Schwab bank account, if I ever needed to withdraw cash when I'm traveling outside the US, I can always transfer money over there. But these days, you're using your credit card more than you're using your ATM card. So it's not really as big a concern. I would still happily just use Fidelity and pay the foreign transaction fee if I had to use an ATM card. So Fidelity Cash Management Account is still my pick. In any case, I hope you find this useful. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. All right, thanks for stopping by and I'll see you on the next one. Later.